Hi, it's Craig here from Fix It All. We're doing the handy hints videos, and today we're talking about the E24 error on a Bosch dishwasher. So an E24 error indicates that the machine is not pumping and draining. So that's where we're going to focus our efforts on trying to clear that. And here's a few tips of some of the things you can do to avoid having to call out a technician to check it for you. So one of the first things you want to do is check that the filter is nice and clean. So we can pull out the filter simply by rotating it anti-clockwise. Pull it out, make sure our filter's nice and clean. It all pulls apart for cleaning. You can clean that into the kitchen sink and go from there. The next thing you want to do is check inside the pump, make sure there's no obstructions inside the pump, inside the sump. And what we've got in there is we've got this white inspection cover, which is it allows you, when you remove it, allows you to inspect the impeller of the drain pump and make sure that nothing's been sucked into there, like a piece of glass or a toothpick or a chicken bone, something along those lines that could stop the pump impeller from turning and therefore won't be draining out. So to remove that, what you need to do is grab the little white tang on there and pull it in towards the centre of the sump, and then lift it up and out, and it allows you to remove it. So when you're putting it back in, that side faces towards the centre. That's the wall of the sump. So now we can have a look inside our sump here, and we can see the white impeller wheel of the drain pump, which is located just in down there. And what we want to do is make sure that that is turning. We can get our fingers in there, give it a spin with your fingers, and then visually inspect it. You might need to get some paper towel in there to soak up any remaining water, and you can visually inspect it, make sure it's all clear. Get a torch in there, look right inside it. You might need a set of tweezers or something. There might be something stuck in the bottom that you need to pull out, and hopefully that should clear your fault. So put it back. We then put our inspection cover back on. You hear it click in. Important that that's in properly and it's clicked in. We then put our filter back in. Rotate it clockwise this time. Make sure the two arrows are lined up, and then physically pull it and make sure it's locked in. If it's not locked in, that will cause problems, and so it may look like it's locked in, but if you pull it up, it comes up like this, then what will happen is that when the dishwasher fills with water, this will then float up and allow all those bits of foreign matter to get into your pumps and spray arms and all the rest of it and cause problems with your machine. So they're the things you want to check to make sure that your drain pump is working. What you can then do is even put a jug of water into the machine, close up the machine, and start a cycle. The first thing the machine does is a drain. You'll then hear the water running down the sink. So if you don't hear the water running down the sink, then you could have a problem with your spigot, and we'll talk about that in another video. So that's some good maintenance for you to do on your dishwasher. Some of the other things you can do, make sure it's running well, is to clean your spray arms. They simply pull off, bottom one pulls straight out. Get it in the sink, make sure these holes are nice and clear. Use a skewer or something like that to clean them out if you need to. The top spray arm has a locking nut, little quarter turn, pulls out, comes apart. Same thing again, wash it in the sink. Swish it backwards and forwards, make sure that all those holes are clear so that you get a good quality wash. The reason why is this works like your backyard sprinkler. It's the water that's coming out on jets on an angle that give it the rotational force to make it spin around. So if they're all blocked up, then it's not going to have that rotational force. It's just going to spill out in one position and not actually completely clean your dishes. And it's a bit like trying to wash your car, just putting that hose into one spot and you won't actually get full coverage. So make sure they're nice and clean and put them back in. Once they're in, make sure they're turning okay. Also a good habit to do when you are loading your dishwasher, give them both a spin, make sure they can turn, that there's no spoons or anything like that hanging down and stopping it from turning, because then you'll get a bad wash. And that's pretty much it for today's video on the E24 error, which is a block drain pump on a Bosch dishwasher. Hope this helps you. Cheers, bye bye.